This week has not quite turned out as it was planned last Sunday. Anyway, good morning crew and hello from big question mark. I'm going to let you maybe try and work out where I am. Is there any kind of clues in the background? I don't know. I don't think you can actually see the name of the place in the shot. So, good luck. Right, let me get sorted out. Now, also, forgive me if I appear to be a little bit knackered. I've been up since 6 o'clock yesterday morning, and it currently is just gone 8:30 on Sunday morning. So I've been up now for 26 and a half hours, approximately, and I've probably had, I would say, probably 2 one-hour kips. Maybe that's a hint. Right, bear with me crew, we're going to get the old live stream fired up. I'm a little bit slow this morning. Now, who have we got here with me in this place? We have got Killswitch BB, hey Andy and gang, hope we are all keeping well. Where the hell are you, Andy? Question mark. Well, that's my question to you, Killswitch. Bit of fun. Mrs. Mechanic and Marmite have just escaped, going somewhere. Mike Wazansky, good morning Andy and crew. Good morning Mike, hope the ankle's getting itself sorted out. Connor K, morning Andy and crew. Connor, good segue. You're a mariner kind of guy. I went on a ship. There's a clue. I went on a ship in the last 24 hours. Why don't you call it a ship? It's a bloody big boat if it's not a ship. Right. I know Connor's got some very strict criteria for what's a boat and what's a ship, but I don't know. It was pretty big. Tim Wickblad. Hello from Sweden. Good morning, Tim, and welcome to wherever I am. And you've got to guess which town I'm in. It's not a city, it's a town. So, what should we do? Well, let me take you over to the truck. Let's do a little walkabout. And maybe, oh, hang on, I'll be very careful what I show on the screen. Turning around, 3, 2, 1, boom. Very careful what I show you on the screen. Very careful. Okay, we're gonna have a little wander. We're gonna leave the laptop. Jeez. Okay, a little wander now. In the trailer, yes, I brought the trailer with me, and there's some stuff on the back of the ute. That's to go somewhere else. I can't say too much at the moment. We've got 2 very large gate posts. These are 300 by 300 in section and 2,400 millimeters in length. And those are going to be the gate posts for my estate, because I drove into one of them and broke it. Other than that, there's another clue for you. See if you can piece all that together. Right, around again, 3, 2, 1, boom. What a morning, honestly. I'm just absolutely buggered. A live stream with a difference for sure. Oh, hang on, we've stalled out at this end. Bear with me, I seem to have lost what's going on at this end. No, we should be all. We should be all right. We're still streaming. Oh, come on. We've got the whirly-girlies on this one, on the laptop. I don't know why, I didn't take that film with me. Just bear with me. Technical issues as always. Maybe I can get them off here. Oh boy, where am I? I don't know. Who was that? If I click on there, does that give me the... It doesn't. What's that? Comments. Yes, there we are. Right. SNA Auto. Oh boy, where am I? I don't know. Well, we're not in Times Square. I bet you're not. Simon. Morning, Andy and crew. Good morning, Simon. Killswitch BB throws dart on map of New Zealand. I am in New Zealand somewhere. Connect to the internet. We are connected to the internet, you stupid computer. Hang on. Oh, God. It's trying. It's trying real hard. Oh, we're back on. We're back on. We had a glitch in the matrix. Skip ads. Right. Connor K, I was merchant marine because I lost a bet. What? I'm guessing you crossed on the ferry to the South Island. I did. Let's get rid of that. Is that going to work? Yes, I think so. Correct. I am in the South Island, Connor. But whereabouts am I in the South Island? Oh, come on. Bloody laptops, honestly. Let's try again. Right, yes. So, I came on a ship, boat, call it what you like, it floated across the water, and I'm now in the South Island. And give you another clue, we got off the ferry at 5:57. We rolled off the ferry, and I got here with 5 minutes to spare to start the live stream. That's why it was a little bit late for the thumbnail going up. So that gives you an idea. So that's 6. So basically maybe let's say 2.25 hours, because we had to stop for fuel. So okay, say 2 hours drive time from Picton. Where am I? There you go. Retry. Come on, laptop. Give me the people. Very slow this morning. Very, very slow at this end. Not just me, but the laptop as well. So, back onto here again. Simon, is Andy on a pie hunt? Well, what I can say, Simon, is there will definitely be some pies on this trip, for sure. S&A Auto Repair, I meant you, not me. I bet you know what you are. No, I'm not in Times Square. No, definitely not. Shane Davis. Hi, Andy. Shano Trim Nelson. You're in Kaikoura, mate. You've got it right. I am. With Mrs. Mechanic's been watching out for seals coming down the east coast, and she saw quite a few actually. Oh, seals. You know, clap your hands stuff. Good fun. So yeah, we're both running on fumes at the moment. Marmite was very good last night. She stayed in the truck, obviously, on the ferry. But we're all pretty knackered. All I have to do now is get from here to Christchurch, and then we've got a room for like the afternoon and the night. And then tomorrow we go from Christchurch to Queenstown, and we get rid of the stuff on the back of the ute and in the tray. That's for Eloise, my youngest daughter. She moved down there a while ago, and she begged me to bring the stuff down with me for her because I was coming down this way. So doing that, and I'm dropping Mrs. Mechanic off with Eloise in Bluff on Wednesday, just before tea time. They're going to get a ferry to Stewart Island, and they're going walking, or they call it tramping for some reason. Tramping here in New Zealand, and we call it rambling in England. They're going rambling on Stewart Island for I think 5 days while I go off and resume the motorcycle visits, the motorcycle shop visits that I was doing before I got sent back. So I've been given clearance to go back to the South Island and get the job done. And it was my idea. I pushed hard for it because, well, I don't know if you've been watching the news or not. Things have really flared up here in New Zealand. There's been a hell of a lot of cases in the last few days, and the number of cases are approximately doubling every day. And yesterday was 13,500 cases. It's unprecedented for New Zealand. This is now the start of something big, I think. I don't think we're going to go into a lockdown, but I think there is. Basically, this is the final wave. It's going to be everywhere. We have to just live with it, unfortunately. Now then, let me just scroll up again because I'm losing the comments. You're all firing comments through. Thanks, Shane. Daz, Kaikoura, correct. Connor K, a ship can carry boats. but a boat can't carry any ships. That's good to know. However, there were boats on this ship because they were on trailers, little boats. So maybe it's a ship. It must be a ship. Michael Schliven, you're in Japan? No, I'm not in Japan. I would like to go to Japan at some point. I really would, but it's going to be a fair way off yet. S&A Auto Repair, you're over near the visitor centre. That's funny. I think there is a visitor centre around here somewhere. I'm sure there is. In Kaikoura. There will be. Yes, it's just down there on the left, I think. But I am going from memory. There's a nice cafe just there though. I've been there before. Right, now then. This message is helpful review. David Lawrence. Funny guy. I'm not going to read that out, David. And no, they're not with me at the moment. I've got Mrs. Mechanic with me, by the way. Now, Simon, it's the start of the end. We have lost all restrictions here in the UK. Yes, restrictions are being lifted, and we've been promised by the government that as long as we try and do our best for the next few weeks, which of course we will do, the restrictions, things are going to ease, we've been told. That's the wording they've used, isn't it? Things are going to ease after it's peaked. After it's peaked, yes. Mrs. Mechanic has now joined me. She's came in off camera, so she's behind the camera. So we're going to be in the South Island for a couple of weeks because I've got to do a bit of a loop down the bottom so I can then go back and pick Mrs. Mechanic up after her rambling, and then we head up north. And
rambling?
Yes, I'm calling it rambling. It's English, you see.
Okay.
English rambling.
Stewart Island and Ulver Island.
Yes, I covered all that.
And Ulver Island.
And where?
Ulver Island.
Oh, she's going to Ulver Island as well. I forgot about that bit. Don't know where that is. Probably somewhere else, Stewart. But is it another ferry?
Yeah.
Oh, another ferry. So you're going quite a long way then, aren't you, really?
Yeah.
Could get very lost. Might have to send in the Chinook, get her out. So yes, we're going to be away from home for quite some time. I think we get home on a week on
Sunday.
So 2 weeks today.
Mm.
2 weeks today we get home, if all goes to plan, which will be sort of late afternoon. So I had to pack up the workshop, get everything crammed in there again, and of course all manufacturing has ground to a halt. There's another ROV sat at home waiting for a service, so I've got that to do as well. So there's a lot of work to get done. There really is. Yeah, didn't get much more done to the new footwell design. It's sort of finalised now, to be fair. It's ready for drawing up, but I've not had time to do the final cardboard edit design drawings that I then take photos of and send through to the laser cutting people. So all that will have to wait till I get back. Everything's on hold because it's very important that I get this trip done as soon as I can, hence why I'm here, because there's some training to do as well. One of the motorcycle shops has changed hands and they desperately need some training to be able to function correctly. So hence one of the reasons why I'm doing this trip right now, as opposed to, in a few weeks' time. I've got the Wheel of Death again. What the hell's going on with this laptop? Honestly, the internet's not very good here. What's the quality like for the video and the audio on the transmit side? Is it good at your end? Because I keep getting glitches at this end, but the one that is working, the quality is not bad. Now then, S&A Auto Repair, across the street from the strawberry tree. Love Google Maps. Oh, mate, you're full of information. It's great. This live stream is supposed to be extremely short. It was just a quick hi, I'm okay, I'm not where I plan to be, and I'm not doing what I plan to do. I'm back on the road. I just wanted to let you all know I haven't got a pie to eat. I've already eaten my pie actually today. It was a standard go-to BP one from the Wild Bean Cafe. It was all right. It actually wasn't that great today, maybe because I was, a bit knackered.
I think it was salty though. It was really
And
good.
Mrs. Mechanic had a thing that was a bit over salty as well, which was a bit weird. Now then, Purple Monkey 1974, perfect. Manic Mechanic, good and good. Okay. Mike Bazansky, okay, in Virginia. Morning, Mrs. M.
Morning.
There you go. Say good morning to Mike.
Morning, Mike.
I'll turn you around.
Nope.
No, we're not turning you around. Ooh, she doesn't want to be. Audio's fine for Mrs. Mechanic, but she's not doing visual.
No.
Okay, fair enough. I'll let you off. All right. So, what's the rest of the plan for today? Well, the plan is just to get to Christchurch and just stop, basically, and just recover. Because it's been a bit of a mad session. I didn't get home until Thursday night. I was in Auckland.
9 o'clock.
Yeah, no, was it 9 o'clock Thursday night? It was quite late, wasn't it? It was just getting dark, that's right. Just getting dark, so, you know, busy during the week. I had a tribunal case to sort out, which turned out to be a court case. I actually went into court, which wasn't planned. But things are good. I'm very confident. The verdict hasn't been issued yet. We'll find out. So I had all that to do on Thursday and prep for that in between times, doing the stuff, and drive home. And then Friday, in fact, most of Friday we spent just wrapping all the stuff for
And it's wet.
Eloise's gear. It's wet, is it?
Mm.
Just the outside.
Just the cardboard on the bookshelf.
Oh, it's a bit damp. Yeah, it has been raining, so it's good that we've used the pallet wrap to cover everything up and wrapped everything in cardboard so it wouldn't get damaged. A bit of furniture for Eloise. Now then, where are we? Hang on. S&A Auto Repair. That looks a pretty area. Yeah, Kaikoura is actually, it's not bad at all. They've put a lot of, I think there's been quite a lot of regeneration work going on since the earthquakes down here. There's a lot of, all these shops around here are actually pop-up shops that are built out of containers, believe it or not. So I suppose they were pretty quick to get up and running. But yeah, it's quite a tidy little place. It's pretty popular with the tourists. I'm sure that they, when they're fully functioning and we get tourists from all over the world, they probably coin it in down here. It's quite a well-known spot in New Zealand, and if you're coming down the east coast to view the old seals, then it's a natural place to pull in and have some lunch or breakfast or whatever, you know, if you come off the ferry. The other option is, there's only really two routes unless you want to go on the Molesworth. The other route is to head over towards Nelson, but I think the majority of people will probably come this way to be fair. Simon, Sunday cider day then. Ooh, I don't know. I just feel so knackered that maybe not even alcohol's on the cards at the moment. We'll see how I feel later on. Simon went to court and not the accused. Correct, yes, I was not the accused. It wasn't a personal thing. It was a business thing for my employer. But yes, it was an interesting time actually. I went, as always, well prepared, and the applicant, Mr. X, he didn't go very well prepared at all, and I took full advantage of that. I did. It was quite interesting how things panned out and how I could see the judge starting to come across onto my way of thinking, but there was no definitive answer at the end. He said he was going to reserve judgment and read through all the documentation before he, came up with the final verdict. But fingers crossed, we'll do all right out of it. And if I do win that, then I'm still on 100% success, which I'm very proud about. Patrick Utter, what kind of pie? Like chocolate pie, or apple pie, or coconut cream pie, or what kind of pie are you referring to that you like? Usually pie is sweet, not salty. These are savoury pies. Usually, most Sunday live streams, I wouldn't say every Sunday live stream, but most Sunday live streams we do a pie review, and it's a savoury pie from somewhere in New Zealand. If I'm on the road, it's away from the home area. If I'm at home, it's usually from a supplier somewhere local to home, normally. And these are usually a meat pie, and the go-to is a steak and cheese. Very nice they are, indeed. Well, actually, most of them are very nice. They're not all nice at all. There's one or two that are pretty mang, and hopefully the scores that we've got reflect that. So if you want to watch a pie review, maybe next Sunday. Can't remember where I'll be next Sunday. It's I know where I am. I think I'm in Oamaru. I think Sunday morning. Oamaru, maybe. Can't remember. I think so. It's all a blur at the moment. Simon, hit the like. Crew, yes please, hit the like if you're enjoying this ad hoc, spur of the moment, completely unplanned live stream. I actually wasn't even sure whether I was going to do a live stream this morning, but then I thought, no, I can't let them down. has to happen. JJ, morning, Andy and crew. 2 thumbs up. Cheers, matey. Patrick Utter. Oh, like a shepherd pie or meat pie. Correct. You're absolutely bang on there, Patrick. And they're normally, you know, single serve, single pie. It's probably about maybe 4.5 to 5 inches across, maybe across the top. Usually circular. Every now and again they're oval, but that's quite rare. Soupy FN. Soupy Fin. Soupy Fin. Hey, I have a question. Okay. Let me just jump to Soupy Fin's question. Could you please help me with something, please? Yes. Tell me what it is, and either I can help you, or most likely one of the other viewers will chip in and fill in the gaps. So put it in the comments and we'll go for that. The CIL, God almighty, the CIA pie could be like a pot pie, or in New York pie could be pizza. What the hell? Pizza pie, I suppose. Yes, I think I've heard that on movies before, but no, we're not in New York. This is New Zealand, and a pie is a pie. But yes, we also do get sweet pies as well, but I only do reviews on the savoury ones because that's my sort of thing. But it's not the main part of the channel, by the way. Yesterday, before I decided to give up, I started to edit up a video on the Howling Moon roof tent repair. Yes, we'll see how that goes down on the channel. I'm only about a third the way into editing it, so it's probably going to be another week or so before it hits the channel, to be fair. But I think it's something a bit different, and there's an awful lot of those roof tents, especially here in New Zealand. There's a hell of a lot of them now, different brands, but I think as time progresses, you know, they'll have the similar kind of problems what I had, and maybe, just maybe, people might want to repair them rather than buy a new one, because they are very, very expensive to buy here in New Zealand, thousands of dollars. Roberto Molos, hello from Panama. You've got the canal that was blocked before, isn't it? Hello, Roberto. Okay, Soupy FN. Okay, I bought a 1994 Lexus LS 400 and it ran great. I parked it one day and went inside for about 20 minutes and came back out. Tried to start the car and it's dead. I'm getting code 14 and code 78. Well, Soupy FN, I have no idea what code 14 and what code 78 refer to. You'll have to look that up either on Google or possibly if you can download the service manual for the car, which is probably highly unlikely for that particular car. I don't think Steve's on board on this live stream. Steve from Simply Diagnostics will definitely be able to give you some direction. You will find him on Facebook, and you'll also find his YouTube channel as well. So you might want to message him that way. But what could cause the car to go dead after being parked for 20 minutes? Well, just to clarify, because customers tend to say things in a different way to mechanics. You say the car was dead. When you turned the key, did the lights come on the dash? And when you turned the key to crank, did the engine crank but not fire? These are all very, very specific questions that I'm asking, which will help with a basic diagnostic. So if you can provide a bit more information. So when you turn the key on to the on position, the ignition key, did the dash lights come on? That's the first question. And then when you came to crank the key, you know, turn the key to the crank position to start the engine, did the engine turn over but not fire? Or was everything dead? There was no power in the loom, there were no lights, no nothing. So critical information that we need to know. Right, now then, going back a bit. Right, Soupy FN, I don't understand how something goes bad from just turning the car off and back on. Well, we're going to try and give you some basic ideas. The CIA, my favourite hot pie here in the States, is either mushroom chicken, parmesan, sounds nice, or bacon, cheese and broccoli. You've got me at the bacon and the cheese. Broccoli, provided there's enough bacon and enough cheese, I can probably get past the broccoli. Not a great fan of broccoli, to be honest. Although Mrs. Mechanic tries to get me to eat it on a regular basis, but it doesn't work. Where do we get to? The CIA, that would be OBD1. Okay. Craig Gillspie. Oh, what a name. Craig Gillspie. Hi, my 754 keeps blowing the same plug every time I take it out. Any ideas as to why this keeps happening? Thanks, Craig. You might have tracking in the plug cap. If so, your spark is going to be going down to ground rather than sparking at the plug itself. So you might want to change the plug cap. Also, check the HT lead as well from that coil. It might be arcing to ground, so you're not actually, it's not may well not be an issue with the plug. It might be an issue with the HT lead or the plug cap. If you are going to replace the plug cap, make sure you get the correct ohms rating cap, and it is on the video where I do the replace the coils on the CB750 on that project. I think it's 5 ohms, but I just can't remember, to be honest. So you have to watch the video, or at least part of it. Oh, hang on, here we go. We've got some more information. Right. So hopefully, Craig, that's going to give you some ideas of where to head with that one. Soupy FN. What you could do, actually, on your bike, if you're not too sure, you've only got 2 coils on the bike, and it's called a wasted spark system. So you've got 2 HT leads coming out of each coil. Did you say number 2 cylinder? Oh, you just said the same plug. So the plug that it's blowing, if you follow that HT lead back up and find out which coil it is that's providing a spark to that plug, and then the sister HT lead that comes off the same coil, swap the 2 across. They should be long enough. Swap them across, okay? And then if it starts knocking out the plug on the other cylinder, then you know that the fault, I would say, is most definitely coil, HT lead or plug cap related. How's that for an answer? But hopefully the HT leads will be long enough. If they've been trimmed down over the years, they probably won't. Now, where do we get to? SUPFN, code 14 is igniter 1. No signal to ECU, and code 78 is fuel pump ECU. It ran great the whole way home. It was just fine. Okay. It cranks, brand new fuel pump and battery. I'd be going after, powers and grounds. Just check all of that stuff. It could be a badly corroded ground. If that module isn't being powered, then of course it can't talk, and then things don't work. Right. BMS 250 Ford. Hey Andy, from Adelaide. Like your Suzuki Quadrunner and King Quad videos from way back. Yes, I did one on the King Quad more recently, which was the idle speed control valve operation. We sort of went a bit more into detail on that. But no, I've not had another Suzuki King Quad in since, so I've not been able to do any more videos on that particular subject. One thing I did want to do was the CVT drive, but it didn't need to be serviced, so I didn't do a CVT drive video. But when it comes back in again at some point, it will need a service on that, and I'll be putting a new belt in it, no doubt, and we'll cover that on the video. Patrick Utter, I watched your video on the EU cable brakes on a trailer, but I was trying to figure out how it works because I'm from the US, and here we use hydraulic trailer brakes and electric trailer brakes, which is exactly the same as New Zealand. Hydraulic, or which, it's a single line hydraulic system on the trailer, so if you get a rupture you lose all your brakes. And with the electric stuff, it's a bit dodgy, to be honest. I'm not really a great fan of electric brakes on trailers because, oh, Marmite, guarding the place, good job. Because, you get a broken wire and no brakes. And sometimes they seem to be a bit fiddly to set up, where they're a bit too harsh, they don't brake enough, or they brake too much and you get wheels locking up and things. I've not had a lot of really good experience with electric brakes here in New Zealand. With the cable operated brakes, and the trailer we've got here, the Eiffel Williams, is exactly that. It's got 4 drum brakes, 1 for each wheel, 2 axles, and each drum brake is cable actuated. And these 4 cables run from each drum and they go forward towards the front of the trailer, and probably 2 or 3 feet from the front of the trailer, from the bed of the trailer, there is a bar, and all 4 cables then bolt into that bar, and then there's a pull rod, a steel rod that then continues to the hitch. So when you brake, apply the brakes on the truck, on the towing vehicle, the plunger on the hitch compresses, and through a pivot system it then pulls on that pull rod, which then pulls all 4 cables, which then rotates a cam inside each of the drums, a bit like a wheel cylinder but not a wheel cylinder, rotates that cam, and it forces the brake shoes out, and of course it applies the brakes on each wheel. You've got to adjust them every now and again because they go a bit out of balance. One would apply before another one, and therefore you get more braking force on one wheel than another. But that steel bar that links all 4 cables together will tend to pivot a little bit and sort of take up the slack and even out the pull a bit. So it's not as bad as it sounds. I like it because if you break a cable, you've still got 3 brakes working. If you break an electric wire on electric brakes, you've got no brakes. And if you rupture a hydraulic hose on a hydraulic brake system on a trailer, you have no brakes. So it's a far, far safer system is what Williams have put together, which is the cable system. I do like it a lot. Yes, it's a bit more fiddly to look after, but it's a much safer way of doing it, because there's nothing worse than going full tilt into a corner and braking for the last millisecond, and then the brakes on the trailer let you down and it pushes you around the corner. It could turn out to be pretty bad. Losing 1 brake out of 3, or with the tracks, or 1 brake out of 5, it's not the end of the world. Chances are you probably wouldn't even notice too much. Now, where did we get to? So hopefully, Patrick, that has helped explain that system for you. There will be some more videos on servicing the Williams trailers. I have 2 at the moment. There might be another one soon, a box trailer. I don't know yet. We'll wait and see. Maybe next year. So there's going to be a bit more involved with setting up the brakes and doing general service work on the trailers. Now then, UK mechanic. Check engine trouble code 14, which indicates a problem with the ignition. Number 1, single circuit, left driver's side. Cheers, UK mechanic. Manic mechanic. Sorry, meat and potato pie is. I am from Denby Dale, and is the Guinness Book and it's in the Guinness Book of Records. Really? Meat and potato pie in the Guinness Book. Oh, let's check that out. The CIA, Soupy. I wonder if you bought it from. Had the problem before, and cleared the code long enough for you to buy it. My best guess is that it's mechanically okay, but the igniter code may keep it from starting. Maybe. You guys work on those cars. I don't work on Lexuses, to be honest. I need to do a bit more research before I can give you some accurate information on that. Super event. CIA, is there any way I can get to you in a different way so we can communicate? It's a very good idea. My car has been sitting for a month and I've tried to look everywhere for help. The CIA, Soupy, the code 14 is your problem. Your ECU will not allow the engine to start, so run with the ignition fault code. Yeah, we had that with the MR2 where, oh god, we're going back now. We've got IGT and IGF. Now it's probably quite different on this car, but there was a handshake signal back from the igniter, and it was one igniter for all 4 cylinders, and that controlled the ignition coil. And there was one coil for all 4 cylinders. But if the handshake signal wasn't recognisable after so many expected pulses, then it assumed there hadn't been an ignition event for a few occurrences, and it was assuming, therefore, to save the cat, there was neat fuel going into the cylinders, so it would cut the ignition and not allow the engine to start. However, on the old MR2, you could turn the ignition off and then re-crank, and it would run again for a short period of time until it saw or didn't see the signal from the igniter again. Turned out to be a bad capacitor inside the ECU, which was putting out, or should have been putting out, 5 volts to run that handshake signal. The igniter would put it to ground, But it turned out, because the capacitor was faulty, on the scope we saw the signal, the voltage, rise way above the 5 volts, and it ended up being at battery voltage, and it would keep climbing up, and after a while it got too high, and of course it wasn't recognized as a good signal, and of course ECU stopped. I think it stopped the fuel. It did turn the fuel off from memory. Now then, where are we? Simon, interested to see you need a speedo for your MOT in New Zealand. Yes, we do. Not an issue for here. Wow. John Tyson, my first car had rod actuated brakes. Wow, that must be an old car. I can't think of any vehicle I've worked on other than a trailer that's had rod activated brakes. Thanks, John. The CIA. What component is causing the curd? If it's wires, coil or controller, but fix that issue and you should be running right as rain. I wouldn't worry too much. Simple fix, and you'll be okay, mate. Yeah, I mean, obviously check all the wiring, goes without saying. Tim Wickblad. In Sweden, all trailers are cable operated. Wow, see, I didn't know that. It's incredible. I know in the UK, you can't have a hydraulic braked trailer. Not a domestic trailer. You can't have it. For that very reason, that if it gets a break in the line, you have no brakes. Not sure about electric brake trailers. I think you can have electric brake trailers, but I'm not sure. Now then. SuperFN. I really want to focus on that code 14 for number 1 injector, but I'm not really an experienced person with cars. I'm only 15. What the hell? I don't really know much, but I have one of those voltage meter thingies. A multimeter. That's what you have. SuperFN. I just don't know where to start. I've tried Lexus forums and everything. Okay, well, I'm assuming that there's an igniter per cylinder, is that right? Given the fact it's giving the fault code for igniter number 1. You're going to need a wiring diagram, if nothing else. So you're going to have to source that information. You can sometimes pay for a subscription and actually be able to download the information. You need to at least view it on the screen and take screenshots. You need that basic information, really, if you don't know the car or the ignition system. JJ, message for Soupy. This is a private conversation, not Soupy FM. I have a Lexus LS200 and it has blown 2 separate coil packs so far since I've owned it. They just fail without warning. The CIA. I found a great link to help you. It's to help. You might have to take it into a shop to get it fixed if you can't fix it yourself, but it shouldn't be too expensive. The CIA. Soupy. Soupy, upload a small video so I can comment on it and send you the link. There you go. Soupy FM. Code 14 or 15 is an indication that the ECU did not receive a confirmation of ignition from the igniter for at least 8 consecutive ignition cycles. So it's very, very similar safety systems on the MR2. That will just explain it. Jim Haynes. If the Lexus 200 has OE type Nippon Denso coils and it is exploding coils, something in the ECM has to be leaving them. CPFN. CIA, could you just send it to me or on something, because I'm on PC, I have no videos. Well, if you want, you can both email my email address, which is andymechanic@live.co.uk, and I can facilitate some communication. How's that? John Tyson, 1938 Standard Flying 12. What the hell? Never heard of one of those. Sounds like a plane. Jim Haynes, leaving them on too long and being coil on plug, it doesn't use an igniter, just ECM. So why would you get a code for the igniter if it's coil over plug? Jim, or I should say igniter could be inside the coil. Never come across that. Roger Heaps. Roger Heaps. Good morning, Andy and crew. Slept in. I wish I'd slept in, Roger. Jeez. Good morning, sir. Hope you're all good. Have you finished that Suzuki yet? Swapping all the bits across? Bet you haven't. Jim Haynes. Steve should know what he has seen. Yes, absolutely. If you have a chat with Steve at Simply Diagnostics, I'm sure he can help you out and give you some ideas. He might even be able to get you a wiring diagram. Who knows? Patrick Utter. Thanks for the explanation about the brakes. I want the safest brakes, so I'll import the brakes and set up from overseas because the brakes are not available here in the States. You can get them. I mean, it won't be cheap, but you can get them. You can get all the bits and pieces. If you go onto the IFA Williams website, they've got the brakes there, and it gives you the make of the brakes. I've forgotten the make now. But yeah, you'll be able to sort of explore from there and work out what you need. And I do have some information at my end, so if you get stuck, just flick me an email and I'll send you a link. I'll find it. Right, what are we up to? We are 41 minutes. What the hell? Is that all mine? Mm-hmm. Cold coffee. Right, I'm going to have one more cigarette and you can ask your last questions. And then I'm going to hit the road. Jeez. And then I'm going to hit the road. I've got about 200 kilometers still to go, which will take us about, I don't know, 2.5, 3 hours probably. Get down to Christchurch and then just stop. I might do a bit more editing on that video if I feel up to it, but I just need to recover basically. Dying. Dying. Good. CPFN, do you think there is a way to bypass maybe with a test pin to the igniter? No, don't do stuff like that. You'll break some needles probably. Basically, just if there's more than one igniter on the car, then try, if you haven't got a wiring diagram, at least see if the igniter is getting some kind of power feed to it, because if it's not, it isn't going to work. And you've got a multimeter, so you can do that. But be careful. Don't start putting things to battery positive, otherwise you'll blow them up. ECUs are very delicate things. You can cause damage very easily. Now then, to try and make it work. It's not as easy as that. Just be careful. I would you've waited a month, just hang back, but do the research, contact the right people, see what they have to say. They'll give you all the help that you need. You just need to speak to them. Because if you break it more than what it is, it's going to cost a lot more to fix. John Tyson, it was a British car, a standard 12 on a Swallow body. 1609cc Jag engine, 4-door pre-war car. Wow, sounds very cool. KR Moto is ever finished. I did finish this Honda CB750, if that's what you're asking. I did finish it, and it's gone back to the owner, Alan, and he went to a show not too long ago. Actually, he polished it all up. It went to a show. Don't think he's done the, or has he? No, he has started the process of road registration. I don't know if it has yet been registered. I asked him, and he said yes, he has. He has a friend in a very low place, so they're on with it. Roger, had one day off in the last 3 weeks, been a little busy. I'm pulling your leg, mate. We're all busy. We're all ridiculously busy. Daz, 323323. Much plans in Christchurch. I'm going to be in Christchurch just for tonight. I won't be doing anything but sleeping. Guarantee that. And then I do come back up to Christchurch again on my return trip up, because I've got a couple of motorcycle shops to visit. So I know I'm booked out for one of the evenings, but I'll be around. Send me an email. Gary Garnett, hello from Dubai. Wow, Dubai. There's a lot of money in Dubai. A lot of oil there. Simon Roll, is not nice when you wear the fizz. Oh, sorry, when you hear the fizz from the inside the ECU. It's not. It's a very, very bad sort of sinking feeling that things have suddenly got really expensive, potentially, and you may never fix it. Jim Haynes, I've been driving, so some choppy messages in between stops and moving. That's all right, Jim. Exactly the same message again. Okay. KR Motor, that's great. Good man. Yeah, it was a great project to do. Thoroughly enjoyed it. It was there was far more work than I could ever have even conceived it was going to be at the start. Probably, in hindsight, looking back, if I'd known how much work I had to do on the bike, probably would have said no. I probably would have rejected it and said, I just don't have time to do it. I mean, I'm very pleased that I have done it. I really enjoyed working on the bike and the videos that were produced from it. And I think those videos are very valuable to the channel. But, needless to say, you know, I'm very short on time, and taking a big project on like that, I probably would have said to Alan, I don't think I can do it in the time frame. Well, yeah, I didn't do it in the time frame that he initially wanted. It took us probably 2, if not 3 times longer. But it was a great bike to work on. And I've had lots and lots of comments, and they've had lots of views. Mike Bazansky, picking up any Misfit toys this trip? Yes, I am actually. I've been given another DR200, quite an old one. It's blue fuel tank. That's all I know from the picture. The rear wheel is out of it, but and I don't know if it was ever registered in the past or not. It is a Trojan, so it's the farm spec. Will it go back together as a complete bike? I would like to think so. I've got enough parts to do it. It probably won't be done to the same standard as the one that I used for the trip. But hey, more bikes? Definitely. Any other stuff? I'm looking for, and Roger might be able to help me with this, and you've got a few days, Roger. I would like to get hold of some potato crates, or at least from the farming industry, the fruit type pallet, box pallet things. I'd like really about 5 or 6 of them if I can get hold of them. I've looked around and there are some for sale. I've found some in Christchurch. They're a bit pricey. But now that I've got Trevor the tractor and I've got a lot of stuff that I can crate up and empty some of the spare sheds out and just stick them down the garden and put a tarpaulin over, because I need a bit of space to rearrange stuff. So yes, I'm looking. They call them potato crates here in New Zealand. So I'm after some of those. If you know any contacts. John Nuttall, swap the igniter to see if the code moves to the new location. Is that an option, lads? Very good point. Cheers, John. John Tyson, I hope Alan enjoys it. Those CB750s were a beautiful bike. It still is. Rode one in the mid 1970s. It's a lovely bike, and I've started to notice a lot more of that sort of era of bike on movies and other YouTube channels and that kind of stuff. Whether it's because I've worked on one now, I'm noticing them more, or whether they're starting to come more out of the woodwork. I think it's the latter, to be honest. But yeah, cool bike. Jim Haynes. He also needs to be more specific when someone says coil blown. I think of over amperage and melted or blown up, but really normal to have coil on plug, coil fail with high mileage. They set primary codes. Yeah, they don't like the vibration and the heat. The heat kills them. I know some manufacturers of the motorcycles used to have coilover. They had normal remote coil, HT lead, plug cap, traditional setup, and then they went to coilovers. And then, due to high failure rates, they went back to a remote coil because of the vibration side of it, especially on single-cylinder engines. Can't elaborate too much. Jim Haynes, just replace 4 coils with genuine coils and make sure the plug gaps are not too large. Yes, otherwise it'll overstress the coil. Roger Heaps, potato crates are bloody big, but yes, I know a bloke. We'll give him a call. What a chap. Thank you, Roger. Yeah, I mean, you can get different heights. You can get low height ones, which is really all I need, which are probably about, I don't know, 50 centimeters, 500 mil internal height, and then you can get ones that are about 1 meter high. I mean, at the end of the day, if they are 1 meter high, I can always cut them down if they're too high for what I want, because don't forget, Trevor the tractor can't lift a tremendous amount of weight, and a lot of the stuff that I'm putting in is quite heavy, so half height crates would be ideal if you can get them. But thank you, Roger. You've got my details. Get hold of me. Let me know what you find out. But thank you very much. That could solve a problem for me. Right, cigarette is nearly gone. We've had a great conversation this morning. I'm very pleased that I stopped and did a live stream for you. Hopefully, all that information may help the lad with the Lexus, the 15-year-old with the Lexus, to actually get it fixed up. It is the start of a journey though, so don't think that you've got all the information that you need to fix it right now. You need to get, ideally, a service manual or at least a wiring diagram so you know what colour wires do what. Very important, but you have to do your research, otherwise you could cause more damage. Spa's still hot. Oh, I haven't got my togs with me. I don't know. Am I going to be down there for I don't know, Roger. I'll let you know. Simon, just build a shed the size of your backyard. Yes, that would be a great thing. And I have got some timber to start building a shed, but I just don't have the time to do it. I'll get there in the end. I will get there. I've got too many projects going on. I've got all sorts going on at the moment. John Tyson, I missed it. What is the location, please? We're in Kaikoura. Where does it tell us that? It tells us just over there. I'll turn the camera around first. Get rid of this message. There we are. Look. Right. So turn the camera around, and boom, 3, 2, 1, and you can see on the shop just over there it says Kaikoura. Can I zoom you in? Oh, I can. Look at that. There you go, Kaikoura, New Zealand, and that's a nice cafe down there. They do good coffees there. Right. Back to Andy. There we are. Okay, crew, we're 51 minutes in, which is about 20 minutes longer than I originally planned to do a live stream. I'm going to have to cut you all short. I've got to hit the road, but thank you very much for joining. It's been a great conversation through the comments today, and I will see you again on Sunday. I think I'm going to be in Oamaru that morning. It might change. I don't know. See how things pan out. But like I said, thanks for joining. Thanks for all your support. Thanks for the very helpful comments that you've given the lad with the Lexus. And fingers crossed, he can make a start on logically fixing the problem on his car. All right, crew, take care of yourselves, and well, see you in a few days. Cheers. Over and out. Cheers, Mike. Get well soon.